Welcome back to the King's Corner, the place for all things Bethesda.
He is the KingFanMan.
She is the Mississippi Queen, and we are here on Reclamation Day.
What's that?
You know what Reclamation Day is. Reclamation Day is the day that Fallout 76, the vault doors open, and we all go out into Appalachia. I said it right.
Appalachian, and it's not my Reclamation Day yet.
It's the Appalachian Mountains, but it's Appalachia.
I'm still waiting to
Yes,
play.
we're waiting. We ordered ours from Bethesda, and we actually ordered ours in June, thinking we were doing really good.
We did it for the beta, though. We didn't do it for the kind of, sort
And
of.
here we are, still waiting, but that's okay. So instead of playing Fallout 76, we wanted to give you guys some tips as you go out into the waste of West Virginia. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to do, I think, 7 tips as you go out into the waste of West Virginia.
Do we have 7?
We're going to see.
Okay.
She wanted to call it the Queen's tips.
I did.
I'm going to call it the King's tips. So we'll see what we call it.
I don't have that many. It's okay. What's my thing? When you see that dragon thing, run!
Run! Yep. That'll be the 7th one. When you see the dragon, run!
Run! Run faster! I need to learn how to run.
Okay, as we get into this, some of them are going to be kind of basic, like for somebody, and then some of them are going to be more advanced for other players. But
Should I be offended?
nope. But even the basic ones can help us, because Fallout 76 is a game that's different from any other game we've ever played. So some of those basic ones can sometimes help us older players as well. So as we jump right in, back in Fallout 4, you wanted to mod your weapons.
Okay.
That's what it was called. You wanted to get a weapon and you wanted to add modifications to it. You wanted to add scopes. You wanted to add new, all kinds of upgrades to it. Well, you have that opportunity in Fallout 76, except for at a lower level, I learned very quick that's not what you want to do. And I spent all this time, all these resources, and all this money doing that. And then I would find other weapons in the world very quickly that were higher powered than the ones I'd spent all these times and all this resource making. So what you want to do at the lower level in Fallout 76 is scrap your weapons. Scrap them, scrap them, scrap them, scrap them. Because
All of them?
no, not all of them. You want to keep the just a couple.
You know what? I could scrap everything except one. Do you know why?
Why?
Well, I need to keep the gun I start with, and I need to find a bat. But I could scrap everything else because I can't click on that thing and
To
change
get the-
everything yet.
Every time you scrap a weapon, you have a very high chance of getting a new mod. You'll hear this little and that means you have
I
opened.
heard that.
Yeah, that means you've opened up a new mod, so later on in the game, you can mod your weapons for higher on. So, number 1 tip is scrap. Scrap your weapons. Don't upgrade them at first. You will find weapons out in the waste that are better.
Okay, now can I ask a question because it's for new players too?
Sure.
What's a mod?
Modification.
What's the purpose of the mod?
A modification to the gun. It's like you put a scope on a gun. You put a chamber that's higher, more powerful.
So if you scrap that later on when you find that gun again, it's going to be a better version of that
yeah,
gun.
you can put a bigger clip that has more bullets.
Okay.
Okay, since we're talking about scrapping weapons, this tip comes straight from the old KingFanMan. This is something that I do in survival mode back in Fallout 4. It's something I've carried over to Fallout 76. One of the problems that people are having in this game is maintaining their weight.
I understand that. I've had that issue before too. You actually,
You
could tell us a lot about that. Go ahead.
You're giving me a headache. Anyway, in Fallout 76, because everything has weight, ammo has weight, food has weight, everything has weight in this game. So a very easy tip is you don't want to keep all these kinds of different kinds of weapons. Find your favorite type weapon and keep the same caliber. You want to get a couple of guns because you can lose a gun in the middle of a fight because they degrade. So keep a couple of the same caliber. That way you don't have to have all these different kinds of ammo types in your inventory.
So what you're saying is, don't be a hoarder like Wolfman.
No, most people have every kind of ammo in their possession.
I think Wolfman had about 4 in his thing the other day. I gave a lot of them away.
Because they're like, well, I may need it later on. Well, yeah, you can, but you can pick it up later on. Right now, you don't. Or they'll have 38 caliber that they haven't used for, since the first of the game.
That's what I was using.
So get you a good melee weapon for backup if you're using melee, obviously, but get you a melee weapon for backup, and then get you a good couple of guns. Everything else scrap, and get you that 1 ammo or 2 ammos. That 2 ammos at the most, and don't pick up anything else, and it will help you immensely. Tip from the old KingFanMan.
What's melee? It sounds like Pirates of the Caribbean to me.
Melee is hitting with a bat, or hitting with a stick, or hitting with a knife. Melee. Shoot. Melee. Another quick one along with weight is the old stash box that everybody's been griping about. The stash box is like 400 pound weight limit right now. Hopefully Bethesda's going to fix that, but this is a quick, easy one if you have power armor. When you store your power armor in the box, put the armor back on the power armor. I know you may be lower level and you can't wear it yet, but if you put the power armor back on the frame, then all that shows up on the power armor is the 10 pounds. In other words, you will save about 60 pounds if you do that. A very quick and easy tip to save you 60 pounds of weight in your stash box. You're welcome. Okay.
Oh, I thought of one.
Okay.
Okay, when you're in the streams, when you go to a stream and you see that really pretty shiny rock,
Don't pick it up.
Don't pick it up. Oh, I thought of 2. And the people that are like burned
and frozen,
and it lets you search them and hit them, and it makes them crumble down.
Yeah, don't search them.
Don't search them. There's nothing in them.
Except
I've not
radiation.
found one yet with anything valuable in it, but I've gotten a ton of radiation. Don't search them.
There you go. Stay out of the water. Stay out of the corpses.
And run from the dragon.
And run from the dragon. There's
3 from the queen. 3 from the queen.
And those terrible 3 count about as 1. So there you go. Okay, this one is it's a very personal one, and it's hard to give tips in making your character, and I'm talking about with the perk system and the perk cards, because everybody does it different. But there are some tips that I can give. There are some mistakes that I've made. I'm going to remake one of my characters. She's always talking. I told y'all that. But anyway.
I was just confirming that everybody does it different.
I've made some big mistakes. And one mistake that I made, and I punched myself for making it, is there are certain cards that you can combine, as y'all know, and make a double card or a triple card. But once you have a certain kind of card, you cannot put another one up there. In other words, if you have
nothing goes above a spade.
If you have a VATS card, you can't have another VATS card and put it up there. You can't do 2 at a time. But there are other cards that are like they're called expert cards. And if you see the expert card come up, I didn't know this, but the expert card can be put on top of the other one. And I learned the hard way that you can grab that expert card and put it on top of them. And I let 2 expert cards go past before I grabbed it. And I was making a build in a certain area, and I let the expert card go past twice, and I've not gotten it back since. So when you're making your perk cards, just remember that you can build it up to 3 in a certain area, but if you see the expert card in an area that you're working on, grab it. We talked about perks, so let's talk about it one more time. You said I wasn't being basic enough, so I want to be
True that.
I want to be a little bit more basic. Fallout 76 is harder than Fallout 4 or Fallout 3 because they added survival aspects. You have to eat, you have to drink.
Those were the things. During the break, I was like, people like me don't even realize you need to eat, you need to drink, you need to make purified water. You cannot grab those things. Those are mine.
Okay, this tip is from you then. This is a queen tip. Okay?
That's all I know about
Also, food spoils. There's all kinds of things
I saw that. You can collect stuff on bushes.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things you have to maintain, and it's really overwhelming. Even for veteran players, these things can be overwhelming. Yes, there's fire caps. There's all kinds of mushrooms in this game. So, early on, there's perk cards that come up that will help you. There's perk cards that will keep food from spoiling as much, at like 40 or 50%. There's all kinds of things. So whatever that haunts you more, in other words, if you have food that spoils all the time and you can't remember to keep up with that, or if you have a hard time keeping up with your water, there is a perk card that makes it where you don't lose water as often, or you don't get thirsty as much. If you have trouble maintaining your weapons, pick the perk card that's going to help you the most in that area, and it will make your experience in Fallout 76 better.
I have a question.
Yes.
Where do I get the perk card?
The perk cards will come up when you level up. Every time you level up, you get a chance. You will pick a special point, and you will pick a perk card. For that, go to my video on the perk card system, and it makes it very simple.
Apparently, I didn't level up.
Well, you need to go watch my video on the leveling system, and that'll help you. Well, I think we're to tip number 7.
The dragon!
When you see a Scorch Beast, it's not a dragon.
It looks... Okay, for you beginners out there, and by beginners we mean the people that have never played Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout nothing, and you decide, I want to see what this is all about, and you pick up Fallout 76 and just sit down and start hitting buttons, and you see that flying thing in the sky that looks like a dragon.
Right.
It's apparently called a Scorch Beast, which is, I guess, where the Scorched come from, because it has flamed them. Run!
Yes, you do need to run in the early levels from the Scorch Beast, but is that our only tip?
Run!
Run. Yeah, that's a good set
Run
of tips.
fast! Here's a PS. How do you run? Mainly on an Xbox controller. Some of us might want to know.
Here's the controller.
I tried to run.
Here's the controller. You push down on this. You push down on this.
Oh! Y'all were saying push down, and I was like, why am I pushing down on
No, you
it?
push down on that.
You like push down?
Okay, show them.
So...
You push down on that, yeah.
And push it forward?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I want to run!
You know, as you're pushing forward to walk, you just push down.
Hey, let's plug this in and try it on our game right now.
We can't. We don't have our game.
How crummy. Aren't you proud of me?
Crummy.
Crummy is that. Still waiting.
We want to thank you, as always, for getting your Bethesda fix right here in the King's Corner. Thank you, Queen, for being my whatever you were. And we have so much fun doing this for y'all. I hope our tips...
That's his version.
Yeah, I hope our tips helped you just a little bit. Our basic tips and our a little bit more advanced tips, we do hope they helped a little bit. We hope you're enjoying your time in the wasteland. We're just going to keep sitting here waiting on our copy to come.
Waiting on both of our copies to come.
Don't y'all feel sorry for us?
I don't even know where they are. They're in Texas somewhere. One got mailed out yesterday.
I was about to say, one's probably in Kentucky still. We're just happy for y'all.
We're so happy for you.
We are.
We're going to put a good spin on this. If
Yep.
it's the worst thing that happens today, we're doing great.
Y'all check our links down below to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, one of those. Yep. If you can and if you're able, please become a supporter of this channel. If you like our content, it's kind of like buying a soda pop. That's all you gotta do once a month. You know, you can give $1 a month. That's it. You know, if everybody would give $1 a month, we could be taken care of. Wouldn't that be great?
It would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, $1 a month. That would be
$2 a month.
Well, let's don't.
How about $1 for every video you watch? That's cheaper than going to Redbox.
Well, now you're getting greedy, but you know. Anyway.
That's cheaper than Redbox.
Anyway, but we do thank you for everything that you do. I say it often, and I mean it. We have the best subscribers on YouTube.
We
Thank
really
you.
do.
And if you haven't subscribed to KingFanMan channel yet, and you've watched all this, bless your heart, but please subscribe.
You should see everything that got cut out.
Yep. So, for the Mississippi Queen, I am the KingFanMan, and we will see you soon. Hopefully, next time we'll be...
We can hope. In the waste.
Bye, guys.
Bye.